Hi, ladies. This is Tanya Wilson, and welcome to the first official podcast for Ladies Kickin Ass. I'm so thrilled that you're here with us, and I'm so thrilled that you're taking the time to learn all about what this organization and this podcast is about and why this is such a passion project for me. It's just something that's been on my heart for such a very long time, and I know how much impact we can make in the world and in this industry and with women in being a supportive group to each other and being able to learn from each other and surround each other with love and cheering and being able to support each other's businesses. So it's a huge passion project of mine, and I hope that you'll get on board with us and make it one of yours too, and make this podcast part of your weekly personal and business development intake, and truly engage with us online and become an amazing member of this community that we're building. So first, what is Ladies Kickin Ass? Ladies Kickin Ass to me, and why did I pick that name? I truly believe that women that are working in skilled trades, construction, and home service industry are true warrior women. And I say that because we work in a traditionally male-dominated field. So in order for you to be successful in these areas and to feel like you have a voice and feel like you're making a change, you have to legit be a woman that is kicking some serious ass. So why not just call it what it is, you know? So to me, Ladies Kickin Ass is an amazing group where women working in home service industries and skilled trades can come together to support each other, love, laugh, have encouragement, get together, have a couple of beers, kick back, share struggles, either personal or in business, and just truly feel like you have that sense of community. We all want that so much. And entrepreneurship or working in this industry can sometimes be so lonely. You could be the only one in the office, or you're just a one-woman show at this point, and you're trying to, have someone that you can bounce some ideas off of and stuff. That's who we want to be for you. So who is our, let's say, demographic? Our amazing ladies will either own, co-own, or work or support anyone that's in a home service or skilled trades business. So you might not be the person that is the owner of that, but you may be the key player or the office manager, or you may be a spouse of maybe your husband started the business and you're at home trying to figure out and run the office and do all those things. I've been you, and I needed this community more than anything on earth when I started in this industry. So you may or may not be faced with different things in business that are challenging for you. And we want to be there to support you, cheer you on, and get you the resources that you need to have a successful business. Our ladies here will enjoy a good happy hour and a couple of curse words. We just are ourselves, and we don't apologize for being 100% authentic on here. So sometimes you're going to hear a well-placed F-bomb, or perhaps aggressive laughing or something like that. It's the nature of the beast of the industry, and we are who we are. We're not putting on a front here. It's a safe space for all of us to come together, work hard, play hard, and just love each other. Our ladies want to grow their business either through social channels, digital marketing tactics, or networking with other women. Our ultimate goal here is to be able to build a referral network that is so strong that, if you work in a home service industry, that you are constantly asked, like, hey, do you know a good plumber? Hey, do you know a good roofer? Hey, do you know a good framer or an electrician or a house cleaner or junk removal or septic company, or fill in the blanks? You're always asked those things, and there's so much opportunity to give referrals. What we want to do is get you in a group that you genuinely love, and you're not just paying a membership due to, and you feel obligated to send them referrals. No. We don't do that stuff here. We're just building a genuine community. Our ladies too just have genuine souls and passion for their business. I was listening to a podcast before that had the infamous Mike Rowe on it. If you're a lady of home service industry, you definitely know who that man is. I just love his outlook with stuff. You know, a lot of times we're just taught like, find your passion, and then go do it and then the money will come. Sometimes you have to find opportunities and you have to bring the passion with you. I never, as a little girl, ever dreamed that I would wake up one morning and be the owner of a septic company. Never, ever in a million years. But you know what? I have serious passion about educating people and providing exceptional service. And what better industry in the world than the traditionally stagnant good old boys club of the septic industry? So we stand out just automatically because we have a fresh perspective on how to run and operate a business in this little tiny niche. And it's been fantastic. And we definitely want people that have that frame of mind. Like, where are the opportunities? Can I start a house cleaning business? Well, nobody really wants to grow up and clean houses. I don't think anybody dreams of that. But when there's an opportunity there, you're not only providing a great service to your customer, but you're also providing employment opportunities to a lot of people that don't quite have that backbone that you have to start out on their own, or frankly, just don't want the bullshit of owning their own business. They just want to work for someone and they want to feel appreciated while they're there. You be the vessel to do that. We want to encourage you to build the strongest team ever. My motto with my companies is, I want a team so strong they don't know who the owner is. And there is nothing more flattering in the world to me than knowing that when I'm not at that office, my business is continuing and running just as it would as if I was there, because I have enough people in my team that genuinely care about the business. And that's all just been from nurturing and training and educating and valuing them. I mean, they'll go to war for you if you treat them well. This group will also just satisfy your cravings for needing to vent off or cheer yourself on when you've kicked some ass somewhere or when you're falling on your ass somewhere. We want to talk about everything. Nothing is off limits here. We're going to have conversations with people about parenting and how hard it is to do that sometimes, and run a service company. Lots of service companies are 24/7, or they work exceptionally long hours, or just 7 days a week. Like, how do you work with the parenting schedule with that? How do you make sure that you're making time for your family and you're separating the two? And sometimes separation can't happen. So how do you involve your husband or your spouse or your partner and your children in your business so they feel like they're a part of it just as much as you are? I'll tell you what, I'm passionate about building this community for women, but I'm also extremely passionate about promoting and lifting up the men in our lives. I think we need to do that more than ever at this point. I think they've been beat down just as much as we have, and I have the utmost respect for men. However, there is just a genuine, I don't know if you would call it maternal or feminine energy that happens when you're able to network and group together with women in organizations where you traditionally work with a bunch of dudes. So no man shaming, no mama shaming. There is no shaming of nothing going on here. We need to be able to laugh and cry and celebrate and sometimes just be mad and be frustrated, but be able to see the light at the end of that tunnel. That's who we want to be for you, whether this is a daily commute thing that you listen to, or if this is something that just recharges your batteries at the end of the week. We want to make sure that we're providing you some tactics to be able to deal with life altogether. Because, I mean, really think about it. What the hell is the point of having this incredible business if you have no one to share it with at home? You know, a lot of us just work for our families or work for this. It is possible to make yourself happy, run a kick-ass business, be an amazing partner or spouse, and be an incredible mother. They can't usually all be done at the same time, but you've got to figure out how to make all of those things work together. And last but certainly not least, we are definitely women of integrity, and we are trying to bring that integrity notion back into the home service and skilled trade industry. For so long, I mean, think about it as a woman. You like go to the car place. Let's say you're going to get some new brakes, and you go in there and you feel like, since the technician came out and said, you need brake pads and rotors and tires and other flingy dingy things, and they fancy this all up and put it in a big package for you and tell you that you need all this stuff, right? You almost always feel taken advantage of, because they're not educating you on, first of all, what the hell is a rotor, and what is the difference of all these things, and what do the tires have to do with my brakes, and on and on. You feel like you're being sold to. We want to be able to instill in our listeners and into our customers in our businesses that education is the new selling. That's a tweetable moment there from Lil Miss Oprah. That is a tweetable moment. That is something like, education is the new selling. If you can educate someone, you will never feel like you are selling a day in your entire life, because you're helping them fix a problem, or you're giving them information to do XYZ. That is one of the most rewarding ways to sell anything. And you don't feel like you're the slimy used car salesman at the end of the day, like you shanked somebody and took all of their money. No, charge what you're worth, girl, because a lot of us have a hard time doing that. And provide a great service that backs up the price that you charged. With that, you can build an amazing business. And so I'm just super thrilled to be here and be your host and open a world of opportunity for people that are working in this home service or skilled trades industry to tell their stories and to tell us how they build their business and how they maybe sometimes work with their spouse and how they separate that and how they find time to be a really good mom and raise a business at the same time. This is very much about family and very much about business and very much about just pure feminine energy of ladies that are truly trying to make a difference in a very unique industry. So if you're with that, I hope you'll continue with us throughout this podcast. We will be posting episodes every Friday. These will vary from something as simple as me just giving you some marketing tactics to really sitting down with live guests and having true, honest conversations. We won't have anything that's staged here. I just want to turn on the microphone and I just want to have candid conversations with these beautiful women that have grown beautiful businesses and have amazing family lives that they're very proud of. So a little bit about myself, just so you understand where I'm coming from and why this is such a passion project for me. I grew up in a teeny tiny town in Wyoming. I grew up, by teeny, like there's literally a sign as you drive into my hometown that's like, welcome to Turnerville, Wyoming, population 118 people. I always tell people that it's so crazy. It's like 2 hours to the closest Walmart and they almost fall over like they don't understand what that means. But as a child, I loved it growing up. I had 2 younger brothers and we were just always busy doing stuff. Pretty much all the men in my family, my dad, my uncles, everyone worked in construction. So that lifestyle is very familiar to me. I lived there until I was about 18 years old. And then I went to college. I got my bachelor's degree and then decided I was going to go work in corporate. That lasted about 2 years. And I was like, this is not what I expected a fulfilling life to be like. I, under no circumstance, was interested in performing to climb a ladder. I've always been very genuine to who I am myself. I guess as the old slogan goes, I'd rather be your shot of whiskey, not everyone's cup of tea. um, and that has allowed me to live a very authentic life, and I love it very much. So that corporate mentality makes you be everyone's cup of tea if you want to accelerate or whatever the hell they do in that stuff. I just disliked it. I love to go back. I love to work for small business. In 2009, I had my first child, my daughter, Aisley, and her father had learned the wastewater industry. That is what he had grown up kind of learning as his trade. He very much wanted to move from where we were living in Wyoming and move to Arizona and start this company. And I was like, first, y'all, I, at this time, was a marketing director for a hospital. So, like, I had a really good, cushy job that I loved so much because I loved the education. I loved to promote stuff. So it was all in my wheelhouse. But my husband at the time wanted to move down here, and he was like, oh my gosh, there's huge opportunity for this. It's this and this and this. And I'm like, are you crazy? First of all, it's like super recession. Like, how are we going to make any of this stuff work? I truly didn't even understand what he wanted to do. I mean, I grew up in Wyoming, so we grew up on a septic system, but it wasn't like, like I'd taken particular interest in any of that stuff. But he won that, and we ended up moving to Arizona. And in 2009, we started our first septic company. We were able to build an amazing company in just 5 years. We were doing 7 figures. We had over 10 employees. And we had really maximized being in such a niche market in the service industry that had not yet discovered online marketing. Now, from my marketing director position, that was obviously where my background and where my skill set came. So even though I wasn't directly the person that's out on the pump truck pumping the shit out of the tanks, I was definitely the person in the office that was getting those jobs to come in and booking those jobs and dispatching those jobs and making this business run. Everything from marketing to finances. And if you've started a business, especially in home services, like, you are working all the time. It's just crazy. But I loved it. It became such a passion for me because it was an industry where people didn't know, one, sometimes that they even had a septic system, and two, like, what am I supposed to do with it? And like, 3, there's almost like shame or embarrassment that you have to talk about, like a septic system and wastewater from your house. And I loved being able to communicate with women and even with the men on the phone and educate them on what their system was and that it works this way. And this is the way to maintain it. And this is like, there's no pressure in selling when you're educating. And that is what we built the entire business on. So it just rose to serious levels of success for us, I guess, that you would traditionally define as success. So I just was like so pleased with what we had done at work. But in the meantime, my entire life was falling apart. I had a 4-year-old daughter, a 1-year-old son, and a husband that was addicted to drugs. And it was devastating. And it ended up costing us our entire business from the decisions that he made financially in order to support that habit. And I went from having what I thought was everything to literally having nothing. He disappeared in the middle of our divorce and took off. And I was left trying to figure out how to close this business up because, unfortunately, my name's still attached to it because we're still amid in divorce. I have 2 young children that I'm trying to take care of, which my source of income was that company. So when the company doesn't exist anymore, you're like, holy shit, what am I going to do? It was a trying time. It definitely was. But I very much am the mentality of, I will fix this. I will fix this. I will fix this. We're going to be fine. I will fix this. And I was able to. And after doing some consultation work for a couple of years and being available for my children and reestablishing ourselves where we were at, I was able to start a new septic company, which I truly felt like after my first one just went down the tubes. I was like, never again. I'm out. But that passion was still there. Like I still had passion and I knew I could make a difference in this industry because of my passion to educate and my passion to do marketing and my passion to build a team and provide employment opportunities and teach other people what I know. I just felt it in my bones. I did partner with a couple of people and we were able to start a new company in 2017. Over the years, we have bought out partners. And at the end of the last year, I bought out my last partner. And I am now the only 100% woman-owned septic company in the Phoenix area. And it feels so good and it's so amazing and I love it so much. It's literally when people say like you're married to your business, you truly kind of are, you know? It's like having another child or an extension of that right arm person to you. It's something that you literally start something out of nothing. And to watch it grow, albeit some days you're on the floor crying and other days you're on the desk cheering. But to genuinely grow as a human, to grow a business is one of the most amazing experiences anyone could ever do for themselves. And that has given me the encouragement to start other service companies. My best friend Angie and I are partners in an all-female junk removal company, also based out of Phoenix, Arizona. It is called Junk Right, and we love that business too. Every day is a new day. It's a new adventure everywhere you go. A one man's trash is another man's treasure. So we try to recycle and donate what we can that is usable items to keep things out of the disposal field and to keep them out of the dumps. And we have so much fun running that business. It's a matter of having fun, playful marketing and providing amazing services. Both of these companies, we've been able to build across the board 5-star reputations by literally providing education and great customer service. And that's something that I want to be able to share those secrets. They're not really secrets. They're just like, everybody's like, I'm going to give you the secret sauce. It's really about dialing into your business. And I want to help you dial in your business so that you can be as happy about your companies as I am about mine. And it is possible. Even if you think like we don't have great employees now, or I need this, or I need that, or we're falling short here, you can always tweak things. Entrepreneurship is nothing but tweaking. Like you're constantly like, I gotta tweak my finances to be able to afford a new employee. And when I have a new employee, I can get this stuff off my plate. My big objective with this podcast and building this group and community of women is so that we stop glorifying the busy as shit badge as a badge of honor. It's crazy. So many of us are trying to carry motherhood and keeping a clean house and mowing the lawn and picking up kids from school. And then we got to go back to work and we're doing email and marketing and finances and banking and we're doing all of this stuff. But we're like, oh, well, look at how accomplished we are. But really, how much are you accomplishing? A lot of times when we're entrepreneurs, we are like our own worst roadblock. It's amazing. I have learned through my businesses that once you start being able to hire out or train and replace things that you do yourself inside of your business, the more amazing growth that you see and the more teamwork that you see, which also grows the team and the opportunity to bring other people in. And it's just so important that we lay all this stuff on the table and that we give a voice to this industry, to the women in this industry. This industry of home services, skilled trades, is something that has needed some positive feminine influence for a very long time. And I truly, truly believe that each one of you that may be listening to this has something that, even if you're not in the home service industry or skilled trades industry, that there's something that you can contribute to those industries. You may have never thought about going to work for a septic company or going to work for an electrician, but you are hella organized and you have a great attitude and your customer service is top notch. Maybe you've worked for a dentist forever. Those are the type of people that we desperately need in our offices. Maybe you've just been a laborer somewhere for so long and you don't want to bust tables at a restaurant anymore because you don't want those hours and you don't want that stuff. If you're a hard worker and you're great with your hands, trust me, as an employer looking for people that work in the field as labor help, oh my God, you're a dime a dozen. Everyone will take you. And the jobs are abundant right now. I know, at least in Arizona, trying to hire a laborer is just crazy right now because there's so much construction and home service business going on right now. It's just hard to get people in. It's so important that if you've built this reputable, honest, super fun team, that you should be able to attract and retain, which is one of the most important things about hiring, is retaining those people that you bring in and spend all that time and money and invest in to stay on your teams. So all of these things in a big nutshell are things that we're going to talk about on this podcast. These are things that I truly feel in my heart that, even though some of us in this industry can be quite prideful and feel like we don't need to ask for help, once you start getting a taste of what help feels like, you will not stop asking for it. So even if you listen to us in the privacy of your office or your car in your commute to work, we would love to be a part of your personal and business development. So where can you find us? Right now, we have a Facebook group that the link for that will be in the show notes. We also have an Instagram. The link for that will be in the show notes. We are also featuring a skilled service success mastermind right now that will also have the link in the show notes. This is for somebody that's in a home service industry that is like, yes, I love what I hear. Sign me up for some coaching and some tactical tricks, tips, and community that will help me grow my business. That is for you. That is for the serious entrepreneur that is ready to invest some money in their personal and business development. So if that's something that you think you could benefit from, myself and my partner in that, Mr. Jeff Heggie, would love to hear from you. Please check that link out, fill out the application. We are putting together a founders group right now, which if you want to get in on something super cool, get in as a founder somewhere, because you're the one that gets to shape and mold and kind of set the tone and the atmosphere and attitude for what that group looks like. And it's so cool to be part of that for somebody. So please check out the links in the show notes. Again, we'll be on every Friday to give you some tidbits, tips, all kinds of good stuff, and maybe just some little life hacks of things that we figure out how to do in order to be our best selves at our business. So next week, we are going to be talking about how you get on social media, how you build that Facebook page. what's the importance of Google Posts. There'll be a variety of different things that we're going to talk about. And we're going to teach you how to do that stuff. So please tune in to us next Friday. We would love to have you be part of our listening audience, and have an amazing kick-ass weekend, ladies.